Hello and welcome to Yoga for Caregiving. I'm Lisa with Yoga for Seniors with Lisa. And today I want to share a practice with you because I'm going through this right now, caregiving. I'm just at the beginning of it, but the thing that I know is that caregiving can be very stressful and emotional and depleting. And so I want to give you a practice that I'm using that I think would be helpful to you. And we're going to do a few different poses, not too many. This is going to be very easy and restorative. It's going to help you feel more centered, peaceful, calm. Hopefully, it will calm your central nervous system. I want to go over a few props that I have here today. And the first is my yoga mat. I'm sitting on a rolled Mexican blanket. I have a pillow here for my head. I have a couple of blankets and a bolster here. And I have my notes and my trusty water bottle. I think we should take our water bottles with us everywhere. I live in Phoenix, so it's very hot here and we need a lot of water, as do you, I'm sure. Okay, so the very first thing I want to do is just really get centered. I want to take a moment to just sit and get calm. So join me, please. Take a good seat on your mat. You can sit any position you want. If this one is not comfortable, you could sit on your ankles or shins. You could extend your legs forward any way you want. And then I like to bring my hands on my lap and close the eyes so that I can shut out the outside world for a while and just begin to notice my body. And at different times of the day, the body can feel different. For example, you might be at the end of your workday and your body might be feeling very buzzed, like you can feel significant energy running through the body. You might feel just a lot of fatigue right now, or maybe even some depression. And I want to acknowledge it and name it so that we can go, oh yeah, that's how I'm feeling now. And that will pass. This will pass. For now, we're going to focus on going inward and connecting with the greater intelligence of our minds and our bodies. The infinite intelligence that animates our beings and is available to us at all times. So we're noticing how we're feeling. We're connecting with the divine, and we're opening a channel for restoration. Begin to deepen your breath. Enjoy the quietness. Inhaling slowly in through the nose, allowing the low belly to expand a little bit, allowing the rib cage and the chest to open a little bit with the breath, and noticing the expansion of the inner body as you breathe. And exhale. Nice and slowly releasing the shoulders, letting go of any tension. As you're breathing deeply and slowly, notice your sit bones. Are they even? Subtly, you can shift to an even space by just moving the belly a little to the left or to the right. Slow the breath down and notice how you're feeling. And know that these feelings will pass. And bring your hands together in front of your heart space. And set an intention for this practice. And the intention, we could share an intention, and that would be to rest, restore, rejuvenate, and refresh, and fill our cup so that we can serve from a place of wholeness and wellness and centeredness. And seal that intention with a bow to your heart. And then we'll lower the hands and raise the head and open the eyes. Okay, for this first pose, we're going to come to our backs. This is going to be a bit of a heart opener, and I'm going to use a rolled up blanket. So you just roll this thing up. You could use a bolster if you'd like. You shouldn't need your pillow for this. So you take your feet towards the bottom of your mat, and you're going to sit at the very edge of your rolled blanket, and then you're going to lie back on the blanket like this. And your head really should land right on the edge of the blanket. If it doesn't, you got a pillow right there. So that's nice, right? And then you can either keep your knees bent like this, or if you want to extend your legs out, you can do that. Now, if you have a chair, it's easier probably to get your feet under the chair, which you could use a chair instead of the ottoman. We're going to get to that in a little while. But I'd like you to take your right hand on your low belly and your left hand on your heart. So however you're lying down, whether your knees are bent or whether they're straight, just be comfortable. And begin by breathing into the right hand and then the left hand. And then exhale, left hand, right hand. Inhale into the right hand and then the left hand. So this creates a nice inner body breath, long breath, cleansing breath. And exhale gently. Start to notice if you're holding any tension in your mouth or your jaw or your eyes or forehead. Without any judgment, just notice how you're feeling and then allow yourself to release any tension. So after you've taken a few breaths here, what I'd love for you to do is release the arms out to the side. And if that is too tight for you, you can certainly lower the arms and let them fall to the floor. But the idea is to open the chest here and open the heart. You can keep your knees together if you'd like, taking your feet apart. And this is just symbolic of opening your mind and your heart to what is coming for you. What are you learning here? What are you gaining from this experience? Being open, even to just serving in the hardest way. Like, it might get really hard. I'm anticipating difficulty ahead. And so I'm open to that. Like, I am willing to feel that and experience it. Now, because I'm doing this video on YouTube, I'm not going to stay here as long as I might, which could be 5 minutes or 10 minutes. So I'm just going to guide you into the next phase of this practice by asking you to move your feet back together and gently roll to one side and then help yourself up. Okay, so this next pose is supported child's pose. I love this pose, and sometimes it's a little challenging to open those hips and be on your ankles and all that. So I'm going to use this rolled blanket for my ankles because that's where I tend to really tighten up the ankles. And It's harder for me to be in child's pose if I don't have the support of the blanket. Well, then we're going to take the knees apart like this. And in this version, I'm going to take the bolster that I have right here and cover it with my blankets so that I have a lot of support in this pose. Now, also here is a pillow if I need it, okay? So this is supposed to be restorative, and it's a blessing to learn how to do this pose. All right, so what you're gonna do is come down onto the blanket, or you don't even need these props if you already can do child's pose without them, but they're just kind of comforting, you know, and that's part of the plan here is to feel comforted. So I don't know, you might set a timer here for 2 minutes or 3 minutes or 5 minutes, depending on how long you want to stay in child's pose. But what I'd like you to do is on your inhale, say to yourself, I receive. And then on the exhale, you say to yourself, I release. Inhale, I receive. Exhale, I release. There is nothing to fix now. Nothing to do. So just allow gravity to work here, to do the work here. Now, however long you do it on one side, you're going to turn your head to the other side and do it the same amount of time. So you'll just flip your head like this. Again, on your inhale, I receive. On your exhale, I release. However long you want to stay in this pose is up to you, but I do recommend at least 1 to 2 minutes per side. And then we're going to walk our hands back up, remove the prop from the mat, slowly, by the way, nice and slowly. Then we're going to go to our third posture, which is legs up the chair. Some people do legs up the wall, but I think legs up the chair is a really beautiful place to go. All right, so you're going to take your bottom all the way up to the ottoman or your chair and place your shins and calves up there, and then make your way down. Now, I like having a pillow, so I'm just going to grab the pillow and move it towards me. And then you could, if you want to have a blanket or a bolster on your abdomen, you could do that. Okay? So then here, you're just going to rest. This is a divine pose. And it really is good for your Sushumna Nadi, your central channel. And you can just let go here, really start to notice any other tension in your body. And then a little breathing exercise for you would be to inhale, like sip, sip, exhale. So inhale, inhale, exhale. So try that. Inhale, inhale some more. And then exhale and let go. Inhale, inhale, and exhale. Repeat that a few more times. And continue to relax in this posture. Imagine that the chair is carrying all the weight that you've been carrying in your mind and in your body. Let the chair do the carrying. Sometimes I set my timer on my phone for about 20 to 30 minutes, and I'll stay in this posture for that long of a time because it's so relaxing and rejuvenating. As you lay here, notice your brow and your eyes, your forehead, your tongue, and your jaw relaxing. Feel the support of the earth under your body. Again, stay here as long as you like, but for the purpose of this video, we're going to move on. So I'm going to take this blanket and move it to the side. And I'm actually going to push the ottoman away a little bit. So, there's a little noise. And then slowly move over onto your side and gently make your way up. We're not going to come all the way to seated because we're going to come back to our backs. I'm just going to move the pillow back up towards the top of the mat, scooch myself up. Oh, and then grab your, let's grab your blocks. Actually, you know what? Use your blanket. I think this is going to be more comfortable. But you could use either one. You could use blocks on one side, blanket on the other. And you're going to come to your back. And what we're going to do is a reclining twist. So not the typical one leg over the body type of thing, but we're just going to shift our hips, this time move to the right, and then bring your legs over to the left. And notice they're laying on the blanket. Now you could put blocks under here too. So I've got blocks over on my other side. I'll use the blocks for the next side. All right, so you can keep your belly here, and if you want to take this other arm, so this is my right arm, you could just pull it out to the side like that, or you could lower it, whatever feels best for you. I like to stretch that shoulder while I'm laying here, and this is just a nice way to let go and release. I don't recommend deep breathing here because your belly's a little constricted as you're twisting. So just a nice, relaxing, natural breath is fine here. And again, you can set your timer for 2 minutes if you want to stay here for 2 minutes, or 5 minutes, or 10. Probably you wouldn't want to be here longer than 10 minutes. So then when you're ready, you can lift one leg at a time or both legs, coming back to the center. And then we'll lift your hips and shift them over to the left. This time you're going to take your knees over to the right. Your top leg will be on top of the other leg, okay? So now my legs are on blocks, but it's about the same height as the blanket, so it works out perfect. And then we're going to take the hand on the belly, and then this left arm is going to extend out. Now, you can keep your gaze wherever you want. It can be straight up and down. You could look to the right. You could look to the left. I prefer a straight gaze while I'm in this gentle twist. Again, no deep breathing here, just natural breath. Letting the weight of the world slide off your shoulder. Pay attention to your tension. So adjust if you need to. It's also good to just accept where you are, knowing that there's always a time for growth and effort. But right now you are where you are. So want to deal with reality. Right? All right. And then we're going to come back to the center. Again, you time it how you want in your future practice. And then the last pose that we're going to do is a supported Shavasana. So in this one, I'm actually going to grab my bolster. And you can certainly use blocks for this. I'm going to place the bolster under my knees because that is such a great place to have your knees lifted to support the low back. And then you're just going to lie back and come into a really nice, relaxing posture. So roll the shoulders back so the blades, the shoulder blades on the back feel flat. So you don't feel any bones sticking into the ground. They're lying flat. And so the chest is open and the arms can lie down by your sides, palms facing up, feet can splay out. You get to really let go here. Nice big breath in. Nice long exhales. Inhale and feel the inner body again, lightening up and expanding with your breath. And exhale, release any remaining tension. So here you get to decide again how long you want to be in this posture. I recommend at least 5 to 10 minutes. Any time that you can take to have your brain be quiet, no stimulation, not even music, just allow yourself to relax. When we did that other pose with the legs up the chair, I do often put earbuds in and listen to real relaxing music, and that will be my only pose sometimes. So I will go to Insight Timer or, listen to some music that I love that's very relaxing, and I'll have my legs up on that ottoman for 30 minutes. But this is Shavasana. This is just sort of a time to reset and to transition from a yoga practice back to living off the mat. So begin to just wiggle your fingers and your toes when you're ready to reawaken. You could roll your hands and wrists around, and same with your feet and ankles. Just sort of get the body warming up again and start to move your feet up, maybe even take them on your bolster. Shift your hips a little bit and gently roll to your side. What I like to do here is acknowledge the fact that I've taken time for myself, my self-care. I love myself. That's why I do these things, because nobody's going to do them for us. We have to take care of ourselves. And then gently, when you're ready, make your way up to your seat. Now I'm going to take my bolster and place it right behind me. And I'm going to lift my bottom up onto the bolster. Makes it easier for me to come into easy pose. All right, and then to end our practice, we're going to come back, hands at the heart, close the eyes. And acknowledge that you're in a challenging place, you're in a tough place, but you know what? You're capable. You have the strength to do this because you're centered and you're feeling better now. You've restored. I send this practice to you with all of my love, and I really hope it helps as you give yourself to others. Namaste.